Yay! Hi, everybody.
Yay.
Hi, thank you so much for joining me for a pop-up random impromptu writing stream. And thank you, Malin, for being willing to be on screen with me today.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I, like many Americans, have the day off from work today. And I thought really just to make the most of it, I would just try and write as much as possible. So you are my accountability buddies today. Thank you for that.
You've already
Um,
written loads as well.
I have, yeah. I went to the co-working club that I discovered a couple years ago, and I got about 1,000 words this morning while the troublemakers were streaming.
Nice.
So I have some good momentum today, which is good. What are you working on today, Malin? First of all, your good news.
Yeah, I need to get rid of that subheader. I forgot.
Because
Because I finished draft 4 on
woo!
Marta's stream, actually. Video. There we go. I'm gonna do the video. There we go.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing any writing this week, I think. I'm taking the week off since I
As you
finished.
should.
When was Morta's stream? Was that Friday? I feel like it was.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
so that's when I finished draft 4. And now I need a break before I get back into it to like correct small things and everything. So now I'm gonna do everything else I need to do this month, which is beta reading, editing a video that I've filmed. And I'm doing a lot of reading at the moment and filming a reading vlog. So I'm going to
Awesome.
continue doing that as well. So that's it.
Very exciting. I'm excited to get reading content from you again.
Yes, soon. I need to work on
And
it.
and we have so many friends in the chat. Oh my gosh. Hello, Steek and Sasha and Kakahime and Mars. Mars has been doing chores all morning. We'll have to put laundry away, but then we are writing. Very good. Wendy is indulging, perhaps. Grayson is in attendance. Also, Froggy and Elena and Nia Moon and Alice. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is so wonderful. This is like just what I wanted for my day off of writing.
So many accountability buddies.
Oh my gosh, I really can't flake out now, can I? My God. Oh, I love that for you. Good cuddles for Boo Boo. Not me print screening the thumbnail to zoom in and read the notebook and laptop. Those were snatched off of Pinterest. Those are not my not my photos, not my receipts. I'm
I'd be
sorry.
curious then whose receipt it
That
is.
is so funny, Steve. Hi, Bombastus. Thanks for saying hi. All right, that's okay. I promise at least one sprint. When I said I would finish chapter 3 before going to sleep, I lied. I'm gonna play on talkie while I having you guys up. That's totally fair. Don't stay up past your bedtime. Yes, celebration for the end of Demon's Draft 4. That was so much hard work. I'm so proud of you, Melon.
I feel like it's a bit unreal, as in I'm not celebrating in my head just because I'm like, but I need
Mm-hmm.
to do another pass over it, and
Oh
I'm
my
not done
God.
with like rewriting chapters 1, 2, 3 because I have feedback that I need to integrate, and like it because it's never finished.
Yeah, that's so
I'm
for
not
real.
I'm not able to stop it and be like, yeah, I finished the draft. Like I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm still churning, guys. It's not.
I know. It's like the relief is so short-lived. I was trying to like
Yeah,
celebrate hitting 50K in Harry's book this week, and literally I think I gave myself like one night to be happy about it, and then the next day I was like back to feeling anxious.
yeah. That's the thing. It's like it's not even anxiety for me. It's just like I'm not feeling the I finished the thing because
Mhm.
it's not actually entirely finished. And so
Yeah.
even though it's a draft that's finished, and I should be like, yeah, I've accomplished another draft in it. I'm just like, we're not there yet.
Yeah. Yeah. The road still feels quite long.
Exactly.
And if you have time, you can finish Steek's draft.
Nice. Will do.
Yes, a return to Malantry's reading.
I mean, no, I still want to be on this side of YouTube, not the booktube side.
Oh, thank you for the cheers, Wendy. I also just made an iced coffee, which I'm
I'm just having a bit of tonic.
very excited to
Tonic
drink.
water.
Yeah, that feeling is so real. Never truly done.
Yeah.
Never feels like enough. Ugh, we have to get better at celebrating our small wins, you guys.
But it's not that I don't want to. Like, I'm happy that everyone is like, "Yay, good job," and everything, but in my head, I know that I'm not getting it. Like,
Yeah,
it's just internally, it's not registering.
I know. And then one day you'll have past pages and it'll feel done, and that'll be even scarier than the feeling of never enough.
Oh my god,
Oof.
that's so scary.
Heebie-jeebies. Heebie-jeebies. Yeah. But we're gonna ignore that. Is that healthy? Probably not, but it's still very real.
Yeah.
And this sounds
Ooh.
so cozy and lovely.
Yes.
All right. Well, I obviously don't have any discussion questions planned for today. We're just gonna yap, but we'll
Happy to yap
try and
about
get
random topics.
some more sprints in than we probably do on a lazy gang stream.
What do you mean?
And it might be kind of a short stream also. I need to go pick up my husband from work, and he, in about like an hour and a half, is when he could be texting me. So um, we'll try and be on task a little bit. How long do you want to sprint for?
Mm, you decide 25, 30, something like that. Like the usual
Yeah,
length.
that
I don't
sounds
know.
good. I'm just pulling up Jess's page. Mm-mm-mm. I'm being picky. Let's do a hedge witch timer.
Always on brand.
Always on brand, forever and always. She will be that girl. Ooh. Okay. No, we're not doing an hour. Thank you. Thank you
All
so
right, yeah, let's
much.
go.
All right. Let's do 25. So here we go. Good luck, everybody. Alrighty. How'd we do?
Pretty badly, to be honest.
Oh no!
I spent so much of that sprint trying to find this booktuber I used to watch, who was, in my head at least, the instigator of this trend of wrapping up your books.
hmm
This is a video I'm editing. Actually, I did not mention that to the chat. So I'm editing a video where I'm wrapping up all of my books on my physical TBR. There's 51 of them, and then I'm going to unwrap one and have to read it because I have not been reading my physical TBR in a long time.
Same.
So while I was wrapping them up, I was also making, like in those bookstores when you have like a blind date with a book, there's usually a little note that goes with it. So I did something similar. I just put the genre, a subgenre, and like a season or like a time I want to read the book during. So like, for instance, if it feels wintry or summery or like good for travel or a Christmassy book or Halloween or whatever. So I've put all of that information on a little sticker
Fun.
on top of the book. And while I was doing that, I was like, I'm going to unhaul any book that I don't want to read. That while I'm wrapping up, I'm thinking, I'm not going to be excited when I unwrap it. So,
oh, it's such a good litmus test of like, do I even
honestly,
like feel the bother to wrap this up?
yes, because I was just like, while I was thinking of the keywords before wrapping the book up, I'd be like, oh, I'm not going to want to open this one. Like, I'm going to be so annoyed if I have to open this one. And then you're like, oh, maybe I should get rid of it then.
That might be a signal.
So I did that, and I'm trying to edit this video. And first hurdle that I encountered in the first intro bit is that I'm trying to mention the person I got the ID from, and I know a lot of people have done it since, but I used to watch this British booktuber who would do it, and I feel like at the time I hadn't seen anyone else do it, like it was years ago.
I wish I could remember.
I can't find her. Like, I've been going through like searching on YouTube. I remember some of her booktuber friends. And so I was looking through them and I can't find her. And I'm like, did she stop booktube or do I just not have her anymore?
Maybe.
Like, she was really big though. So I'd be surprised. And I think the only reason that I unsubscribed is because she started doing like trips where, people, like those retreats that you organize, and you make shit ton of money from your subscribers who want to come with you on this trip. She started doing that. I was like, I'm not into that, and I just unfollowed her, and I can't find her again.
I watched so much booktube back in the day, but sadly I don't know if I watched a lot of Brits.
She was famous for using memes all the time. Like, her videos were constantly interspersed with especially British memes. There was a lot of Gemma Collins and other Big Brother celebrities and stuff like that. If that rings a bell to anyone, let me know.
Call in.
But I'll try again. How did you do? Sorry, that was like
no. I did fine. It was definitely kind of more of like a tinker and think sprint for me.
Are you kidding? I think you might be right. She's the one who was wrapping up books, right? Yes, it's her. But and for some reason, the algorithm would not let me find her again just because I unsubscribed.
Jod approves.
Thank you.
We should have known that all you had to do was just DM Jess.
Yeah, there you go.
Our deity coming through.
Thank you, Jod.
Thank you,
Sorry,
Jod.
I cut you off.
No, I'm glad. I think I only got like 200 words or so. I was just, I'm kind of at a point where I need to kind of figure out some stuff. So I did some outliney bit and going back to a previous scene to set up some stuff. So I'm kind of in a zhuzhing mode right now. Yeah, but we're getting there.
I mean, 200 words is not bad, to be fair. Like, that's still a good amount of progress. Words,
I'm ready. I'm ready to keep going. Let me catch back up with the chat. I'm kind of going to come back to Steve's questions. Susan, hi. Switching from writing to work, creating DNA replication lessons. Oh, to me, that sounds fun. I would love to go back and do a science class, honestly.
That sounds really interesting, but I would be shit at it.
Hi, JC. Thanks for joining. Jess says, what if I don't want to write? What if I want to have my lunch break at work? I will not deny you your lunch break. You can absolutely do that.
We will listen and not judge. You
Hmm.
know.
Hi, maybe Lavender. Good morning. Good morning for you. Um,
Happy time
Sasha
zone.
had a good sprint, got some good edits in that pass. Mars got 300 words. Oh no, Steve looked at my phone for a second and suddenly the sprint is done. I have been there.
Yeah.
73 for Kagehime, 559 words, many of which will be usable. Nice
Yes.
job.
Good job.
Keiko got 16 words and made myself cry a bit with Dragon Age fan video, getting into the mood for what is to come in the fanfic. Love this inspiration. Friends, it's been a blast this morning, but it is toddler nap time and phone is required for the Coco Melon. Good luck, everyone, on the sprints. And see you guys later, maybe. Bye, Alice. Good luck with the Coco Melon. I hope you have an easy nap time. Miley got 128 words and checked in with my brother. They cut all the bands from performing at the inauguration and didn't tell them until they got there.
Oh my god.
Bro, that's wild. Is your brother in one of these bands? That's kind of crazy.
I'm guessing so.
Wow. Jeez
I
Louise.
mean, if this was the UK, I'd like sell that story to one of the tabloids.
Oh my god, yeah. Inside scoop on what it's like to be canceled by the inauguration committee.
Tell the Sun about it.
Love the idea of wrapping your TBR might steal it. Katie wrote 145 words, so I'm going through and adding little details. Very good. Hi, JC. Wrote like 250 words, fell into a slump with the scene I'm on, and then it devolved into making a playlist for my book, but hopefully will be helpful in the long term. I bet it will. I still think that playlisting is like a form of mulling. Like, I think your subconscious is still
Yeah.
doing the rock tumbling with the
I feel like
ideas.
the same way I completely approve of people going off on a tangent to do a mood board for a character or something. I feel like
Yeah.
you're doing creativity adjacent stuff. Like it's
Totally.
linked to the main thing. So
Yes. Sorry, needed a coffee sip. Steek's bookshelf is alphabetized, so I wouldn't know what the book was.
well, mine was too, but not now that I've done this wrapping. So I've not put them back in the alphabetized order.
Is it actually like, do you think there are mostly books where when you pick them up again, you actually won't remember which book it is until you unwrap
I
it?
think some I might remember because I was like, oh fuck, I've put too
Yeah.
clear of a description with
Mhm.
one keyword or something. And then some just the size, like the sheer size. Like some of them are just really big books, and I'm like, I only know of a few that have are like that size, so that might
Yeah.
give me a
Clue
hint.
you in.
But others I'll probably forget quite easily, I think. I guess we'll see when
We
I
will.
decide to unwrap one. I've
Yeah.
put them in the order of the seasons that I've decided on. So I've sort of have like
Fun.
wintry books at the top because we're still in winter here in this hemisphere. And then I think I've mixed together so like I've got spring and then I've mixed together summer and travel because I feel like that's probably when I'm going to travel. And then I have autumn, Halloween, and then Christmassy books that are like
Fun.
because obviously I have winter at the top, but then I have Christmas at the bottom for next
Yeah.
Christmas. So yeah,
I love this. I'm so glad you're making a video about it.
yeah, I'm gonna also put it in my reading vlog when I'm unwrapping them, obviously. So that'll be in the next one.
Good. And good job, Grayson. I know you wanted to do at least one application today, so good job. I'm proud of
It's
you.
so hard to do as well. So good job.
Wendy did my Bujo things and then did a little actual journaling because I definitely have some thoughts to put down today. Next sprint, I will hopefully figure out how to get past the roadmap issue, as in the stuck spot in my draft. That's a great idea to journal about it, Wendy. I think this is probably something I should do as well. Oh yeah, we were talking about Meg with
No,
books.
I found her. She's still there. It's just I wonder if it's not because I unsubscribed and therefore all my keywords searching for videos I remembered weren't giving me her result because I unsubscribed.
Just takes them completely out of your
I
algorithm.
guess so, yeah. But I think she's still active. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I clicked on the channel. Shouldn't have.
Maybe Lavender joined us from the Troublemakers. Hi. Still working on the Pantheon for my Stradborn novel. That sounds really
Ooh.
cool. Love the idea of making your own pantheon. Ooh.
Is the term Stradborn linked to Curse of Strahd in D&D or nothing to do with that? I'm
Let's
curious.
Google, because I'm curious, is that a video game? Oh no, it is related to Curse of Strahd.
Oh, okay.
Very cool. Very cool. Love having more D&D players in the chat always. Bye, Neon Moon. Glad you could join us for a little bit. Wallace read a little, napped a little. Love that. Like marching. Oh, the marching bands. Oh no.
God.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Miley. I'm sure he was.
Sell it to the American Sun.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've kept thinking it was mine, and I was like, oh no, does Luke need me to come pick him up? But I don't think it was me. For what it's worth, my friend Bethany did those Trova chip things, and only thing she really made off of it was the cost of her own trip, which is still something, but not super scammy. Something to note. Oh, that's a good idea. Have your friend put the rap books on the shelf, and maybe not even with keywords.
No, like I that's the thing is I wanted to put them back in the shelves. Like I have one shelf that's like TBR shelf anyway, so it's like separate from the other shelves anyway. So I don't have to worry about that. It's separate. But I ran out of wrapping paper very quickly, and then again, and then again. So they all have different wrapping paper.
I love that.
Like I can sort of I don't know if I can show you. You can see like two.
Wow, the hollow.
Yeah, I got some hollow wrapping paper. And I think if anything, it helped make it more confusing because I just put random ones. I was just classifying them, being like, okay, afterwards I was like, okay, so all the winter ones go together, all the travel ones go together, etc. But that's it. But also again, I got rid of the ones I don't want to unwrap. So I'm excited for each and every single one of them, even if I guess which one it is. I don't care.
I
like
love
now
it.
I'm excited. That's the point. Like the point was unhaul whatever I didn't want to unwrap. So now I don't have that issue anymore.
I think it's gonna give you the like serotonin of book shopping and like bringing a new book home from the bookstore.
Yes, and
Love
I just
it.
that's one example. Let me see if I got one here. That one says, oh yeah, they're all doggo little post-its as well.
Cute.
This one says fantasy, magic, myth, travel.
Ooh.
I have no idea what this is.
Love it.
I don't know.
Love it. Wendy was journaling about the inauguration, but should probably journal about the stuck spot too. I don't even have the mental capacity to even like put pen to paper when it comes to the inauguration. I can't even like.
I feel like your stuck spots you tend to unravel when you talk to Luke about.
Yeah, that's true. He's my sounding board.
He's your journal of your journaling session.
Yeah. And yes, it's a combination of Strahd and Bloodborne. Okay, that's cool.
Right.
Very cool. Yeah. Mars should go back to my Bloodborne book, but it basically needs a complete overhaul, and who has the time? Before we do our next sprint, I do want to touch on the questions that Stieg so helpfully pitched us.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make you go first, Malin.
Oh God.
How are you approaching the forthcoming draft of Demons in terms of prep and focus? How do you know what you want to change, or even if you want to change anything at all?
Well, I think this is a fourth developmental edit draft. So at this point, if I still need to change things, I will probably cry and get rid of this entire book and not like it'll be
no.
like I'm at the point where it's like if this isn't it, then it's nothing, you know? Like
then you're ready for something else.
Not to be a drama queen, because I know I can be, but
no.
I'm just tired of it. And I also have so many other books since then that I've been writing that I started writing later and require a lot less work because of that, that I'm at a point where I'm like, if this still requires more work, then I don't think I have it in me. And by that, I mean developmental edit work. Obviously, if I were to be one of the lucky few who gets picked by an agent and then, sent over onto submission and everything, there would be developmental edits from that. But I mean, from pre-querying.
Yeah.
That stage. I'm done with that.
That's fair enough. I think it's very helpful to
Yeah.
check in with yourself and feel out how much more
Yeah.
you have in the tank.
The only sort of smaller developmental edits I'm gonna have a look at is probably just, I know you and Hudson are gonna read it in full again. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry.
No, just because I need to know the everything about it, because it's been
And
3 years, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, when you guys do, I might have just some questions related to what I want to happen in book 2 and some of the stuff I've put in book 1 based on that and whether that still makes sense. So that's the only small bits, and they're not massive. I don't think they would shuffle things around too much if we were to be like, no, that doesn't work, etc.
Yeah.
So there might be some small changes related to that. The main next step for me is just doing another quick draft of the first 3 chapters, because Stieg and Marta were lovely enough to give me some feedback on the last version. And I would like to send them again, this time to reading friends who are not writing friends, who I know are my target audience. They read the same shit I read. They will have the same Kindle Unlimited trash that I do. So So I've got a couple of friends in mind that I know that I've already told a year ago, maybe 6 months ago, that I would send it to. So that's my next step. And the entirety of the draft, I want to do another pass to revise basics before I send it to my critique partners.
Amazing.
And then line edit after that, and then I'm done. Or kill me, please.
And then I'm done, or I give up. Yeah, that's the thing, is I think writing makes us all drama queens. I mean, it's just, it's so hard. It's so hard.
Yeah.
I feel that so deeply, Mel, and that was me with the Wrath King. I was like, okay, I'm done. Time to move to something else, because it's better to start from scratch with something more exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important to recognize when you're just literally putting yourself in burnout.
Yeah.
By working on something that doesn't have a spark for you at the minute.
Because I've sent you snippets of random shit, that I'm at the stage where I'm itching to draft something brand new so much now that it's simmering over the pot.
Yeah. You worked so hard on this last round of demons. You're very focused and dedicated, and I think you did it quite quickly, honestly. For me, developmental edit, I can drag out for so long. So I think you definitely deserve to switch on another part of your writing brain.
Thank you.
Even finishing a first draft puts you leagues ahead of everyone who says, I could write a book.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was thinking about this, Stieg, last night. I was doing dishes, because I was again, I'm kind of anxious about how slowly I'm writing right now. And the fact that if I finish Hare's book in February, which looks pretty likely, then it will have taken me 7 months, I guess, of kind of on and off writing. And I was kind of being pissy with myself about that, honestly. And then I was like, you know what, girl, shut up. So many people say they want to write a book someday and never do. And boohoo, you wrote one in 7 months. Shut up, me and myself.
I think it would be completely legit for you to take off the month that you didn't work on it, or take out some of the weeks to be in reality, if you were to be, nonstop looking at exactly how long you took to write this draft, it's not that much.
Yeah, there's a lot of half attention on it too. Or I was working on the Reedsy course all summer, so I went a lot slower.
And people love to compare every author to fucking Stephen King, who writes 1 book a year. But just a reminder, he's high on cocaine half of the time. He's actually admitted to writing a few of these books. He doesn't remember anything that happens in them. So
yeah.
Not a fair comparison.
But you're going to quite soon, in fact, I think. It's going to happen. You're going to be one of those people who says they wanted to, and they did.
I'm trying to think. I feel like to finish my first draft of Demons, from that to whatever I wrote before, took me a few years as well to be oh yeah, now it's finished for real.
Totally. Yeah. I think The first book I ever like finished was my fantasy novel, which I worked on for a year. And even before that, I had written the sci-fi version of it for like 3 years, and then I took all the good parts out of it and made it a fantasy book.
Yeah.
So who knows, how long that one took. However you want to judge that one.
Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, I always forget that I wrote the French book first, and that
Hmm.
took a few years.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Question for moi. How did you approach the turning of the story at the midpoint in terms of plotting out the back half of it? Are you structural about it, or is it a this is the vibes moment? I definitely try to be structural, but I'm happy to let myself discovery write as well, and I'll, pen it all back in at a later date. But I generally have this spreadsheet that I'm looking at right now that is my outline that has like Save the Cat beats down the side of it, and then I've in another column
Right.
written my notes. Um, and so I do try to make the midpoint very decisive, um, as far as either that false victory or false defeat. So something
Mm.
should like temporarily go right or go wrong. And, at the midpoint, there has to be some big like raising of stakes or change or like some new twist of the plot
Yeah.
after the midpoint. So for me, Hera has been like working on her magic in the first half of the book and trying to get better at it. And so at the midpoint, she kind of
Yeah.
learns something new about her magic that she can do that she didn't know she could do.
Oh.
And kind of as a payoff for all the work she's been putting in. And that honestly changes her strategy for the rest of the book. So it is kind of like a break into 2.B is how I think about the midpoint.
I'm
Um,
excited.
Yeah, I do struggle though in the second half of books, honestly. Like,
Mm.
all is lost and Dark Night of the Soul, which is where I am right now, have always been kind of muddy for me. And so, and I know that about myself, so I tried to think about like what um the whiff of death is going to be, right, in Dark Night of the Soul, or is it All is Lost? I don't remember. Whichever one you're supposed to get the whiff of death, where
Yeah.
something dies either literally or
Figuratively.
figuratively. Yeah, thank you. What is it about the character that needs to die or get let go of or changed?
I don't know why, but like whenever people say, and I don't know, I think it's just the wording of All is Lost and then Dark Night of the Soul. And I know that you've got the moment in Dark Night of the Soul that is just wallowing and just thinking about everything that you've lost
Hmm.
and all that.
Yeah.
And every single time I picture the scene from Friends where Joey is like looking at a glassed like fountain thing and there's water trickling down it, and then you zoom out and you realize it's a fountain and not the window. He's just staring at it. And the song All by Myself is playing. I think it's that song at least.
That's totally it.
And in my head I'm like, this is it. This is the Dark Night of the Soul moment.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely muddy for me. Like that's kind of what I'm trying to like determine right now are
Yeah.
those scenes. And so I'm doing some like outlining of what's actually going to happen. It's always kind of been the toughest part of a draft for me. I don't think I've ever nailed it. TBD on that one.
But like every single draft and every single story is different as well. So whatever
So true.
process you get to use in one might not be the same in the other.
Yeah, so true. Um, in fairness, I have to half finish books before I get here. So yes, exactly. And doesn't Donna Tartt take 10 years per book? Let yourself be.
Or that guy who wrote the Pilgrim one. What is it called?
The
There's like a
Pilgrim one.
I forgot what it's called. My parents read it. It's one of those political thriller.
Yes, we
I
all
Am
know She Am
Pilgrim
Tried.
by Terry Hayes. There we go. He wrote a
Oh,
second book 10 years fucking later. Like everyone bought it because everyone
there
loved the
you
first one.
go. There
So
you go. As for the current project, I'm 15 months into the process, but have restarted it once. I think that's totally fair. Yeah.
yeah,
A restart definitely,
yeah.
counts.
I will say though, like even if you have doubts in the middle of it at some point, Stieg, if at some point you're like, oh, should I restart again or whatever, if there's like a moment where you're like, I don't know about this, finish it just to be able to say to yourself, you're able to finish a book. Like, you want that moment of being like, I have finished that draft, therefore I can finish another one. I just feel like that changed my mindset completely, because before I felt like I was only banking on this one book being the end all. Like, I was like, this is the one, I'll never have another idea and I'll never write another book. But then the moment you finish it, you're like, I'm capable of doing that and I could do it again. So it's like nice for your mental health, I think.
It's very validating.
Yeah.
Hello, Adam. Thanks for joining. I'm glad that was helpful. I literally was just going back to my Save the Cat spreadsheet, so I don't know if I can take credit. Hi, Laura. Yeah, still waiting on George and Patrick. I kind of love that part, but it's also intimidating me because I want to make sure I hit that emotional beat hard, but then not cheesy or emo hard, and then I'm second guessing myself and falling into my own dark night. This is where I am right now, Wendy. I'm second guessing everything. I want to do a good job with it, and I'm just not sure of anything right now, but we move.
And we learn.
We move and we learn. Do you have time for another sprint, my dear?
I absolutely do. I don't have anywhere to be. Do you have time for another sprint?
I do. I have not heard anything from Luke, so I think we're good.
Nice.
So I'm gonna pull up another 25. Susan said, I finished 6 novels and I'm still never convinced I can finish the next one. Oh, I think this, no matter how many stories I write, and I have not written 6, which is so impressive, Susan. I feel like I'll always feel this. Alrighty, friends, let's do another sprint. Good luck. We'll see you on the other side. All right, that's the end of our sprint.
You have a jacket on. I'm guessing you're not cold, but you're about to leave.
Actually, it's just because I'm cold. I did get a text from Luke, and I think I'll have to leave in about an hour, but I don't have to leave right now.
Okay, nice.
But I am frozen. We're having a cold snap in Georgia.
Oh, God.
It is, I'm trying to figure out what this is in Celsius, but it's 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Why Google? -3 Celsius?
Oh, yeah, that is cold. That is chilly. Under zero. Zero is the freezing temperature.
Yeah. And it's just not usually that cold here.
Mm.
So our house is not built for this at all. So it's just really freezing in here.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But how's your sprint?
Good. I actually made progress. I'd say I got about half of the video done because I'm at the part where I'm speaking in between 2 wrapping sessions, and then afterwards I have a conclusion. So it's not going to be a super long video because, I mean, it would be pretty boring just watching me rap after rap after rap.
I think it'll be satisfying, though, in the time lapse, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't think I'm that good of a rapper, like, that it would look, like some people do these really aesthetic videos of, like, how to rap anything, and they make
Oh
it
my God.
look pretty and nice, and I'm like, no, I'm an efficient rapper, like.
But that's why the paper is pretty, to distract.
Yeah.
Well, fun. I did well. I kind of took inspiration from Wendy, and I just kind of like journaled or like mind dumped about what needs to happen in these next couple of scenes and like where they would take place. And there's just so much that these scenes need to accomplish. I'm kind of having to think really hard about it. And I'm like going back, looking at my notes about like Hera's, misbelief and all that character stuff.
You like a table because you've made a table with Save the Cat.
I do.
And we're spreadsheet girlies. Right?
Yeah, we are.
But so one thing I did when I got to that point with Space Princess, and you can tell because you've read it, that I still had a jumble of things to deal with.
Mine's going to be very jumbly.
So at some point, I made a table of basically all the elements that I was like, keep track of. I've introduced this fantasy element that they have this power. I've introduced this house element politically. I've introduced all of the elements had a column. And then I wanted to make sure that I had, like, I don't know how else to explain except showing it to you, but I feel like that's extremely spoilery.
Sounds a lot like the J.K. Rowling method, which Dabble also uses.
Maybe, yeah, because it was the only way I could keep track of, like, whatever I had introduced, and it was like, this needs to accomplish too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I find it, I can send it to you as, like, a screen grab or something.
That would be really fun.
Because it was a bit like I had the similar issue of like, oh, this is a lot I need to keep track. Oh yeah, I found it. It's to include. I can show it to you. I don't really care too much about, like, everyone will have forgotten about this.
You don't mind if I share?
I'm not gonna become a famous author overnight. Who cares?
You never know.
Let me share that. Right. So yeah, I think that's the length of it. So basically I had, for instance, about this character. So I had a column for character. So say, for instance, Morgan, his want, which is to right the wrongs of the Envoy and, the Space Force, because he was one of their captains. And then, like, I would say it's been included in Act 1 or it hasn't. Or I would make a note about Act 2 and be like, I want this to reflect in Act 2 by saying that when Orion gets on board the Wargtail, she realizes this, blah, blah. And then I'll make a note to include in Act 2. And clearly I did not do it for Act 3 because I started planning differently, but that was sort of the idea of having like the item, so the element, for instance, the fact that Orion's job is a courier for rich people's secret across the galaxy. I was like, I've included that element. Where else am I going to include it? So clearly I did not mention it at the time, but in my head I was like, I need to keep track of whether I'm going to include that somewhere else.
Oh, cool. Yeah, this is kind of exactly what my mind is juggling right now, especially
Yeah,
being a discovery writer. Like I've come up with a lot of motives and things like as I'm writing, obviously, and so I know that it's going to be such a mess going back through and dealing with the continuity. And
yeah.
this feels like very helpful for continuity and like emotional continuity, right?
Yeah, because like a few of these were like the wants, the needs, for instance, like her need to hide her specialty.
Mhm.
And then I'd be like, okay, so in Act One, for instance, I have these two elements that happen that are linked to that need. And I'd be like, okay, so here's the status for Act One,
Mhm.
etc. So I don't know if that helps the jumble of
Yeah.
different elements you need to add. That was the only way my brain could function with it. It was just sort of be like, here's all
Yeah.
these things.
It's almost like I'm feeling this is so unfortunate and I might get over it, but I'm like almost feeling the itch to re-outline
Yeah.
just to have a firm grasp on the character arcs because I'm dealing with three kind of mainish characters.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't want to stop writing. I'm really close to the end, so I'm kind of like just push through. It's gonna be messy.
It
I'm gonna
depends, like,
re-outline anyway.
if you're, because, like, when I was writing Space Princess, I feel like I started outlining when I was entering Act 3, I think.
Hmm.
And then I was like, oh, maybe that was for another one, but I think it might have been for An Office Full of Monsters. But the idea was that I was like, oh, I have so many things to make sure I wrap up.
Yeah,
That,
exactly.
but for because again, all of these methods, like I said, like I completely agree with. I think Katie commented on that as well. Like every single book it has like a
Mm,
different process, and every single time
yes.
you end up doing something different. And
Yeah.
for An Office Full of Monsters, I did it with physical cards because if for me the jumble
Ah,
was characters, and I was like, I'm gonna make a color code where like in red I have Rose, in blue I have Adriel, and like, and I would write their story arc on each card and then be like, okay, what
mm,
needs to happen next for each of these characters, even though there's only one POV, which is Rose. But I knew I needed all of the other character arcs to make sense in hers.
yes. Yeah, that's what I'm hitting up against.
So like that might be a better method for you if that's the, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I'm of course like I'm pantsing a lot, so I'm changing my mind about it's really this one character where I'm suddenly deciding like what he knows or doesn't know, and that
Mm,
doesn't necessarily like reflect in all the scenes I've written before. So my own continuity is getting a little jumbly.
yeah. Well, you know, when
um,
you're doing your outlining sheet, I had a column for Art of Summoning Demons that was what she doesn't know yet.
yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
Because
That's a
you gotta
great
keep
idea.
track of what people know and what they don't.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Exactly. This book is all about one's vision being clouded and being
Yeah.
misled, and like that's a huge theme of the book, and
Yeah.
so that honestly sounds really useful.
And I mean, these are just two of the methods I've used, and I'm sure there's like 1,000 more on YouTube. Probably have a
Hmm.
little gander around like other orthotubers' way of plotting and everything, and see if
Yeah,
anyone's doing something that could help you in like your final process. I don't know.
yeah, I'm feeling the need to like zoom out a little bit.
Yeah.
Madison would like to finish reading a big book today, but alas, that requires me to lock in, and today of all days, melt. Oh, I'm sorry, Madison. I also need to finish a big book today for my work book club.
Oh yeah. What
That
is it? What's the book you're reading for your work book club?
we meet tomorrow, and we're reading The Women by Kristen Hanna.
Okay. Rings a
I'm
bell.
very close to being done. It's about a army combat nurse during Vietnam,
Okay.
um, which I know so little about. Actually, I don't think I've ever read a book about Vietnam apart from The Things They Carried, which is a very famous
The Nightingale is the
collection.
one I've heard of by her.
Yes, yeah, she's a historical fiction writer.
Because I've got a friend who loves historical World War II stuff, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
Yeah, that rings a bell.
yeah. It's good. I'm
I
listening to
would
the
have thought of book
audiobook.
club at my work. That sounds so fun. But then again, the only other person I know who reads at my work loves ACOTAR, and I didn't manage to read
Yeah,
past two subjects, so I don't know if that would
yeah.
work.
Thankfully, in my industry, we're all English majors, so
Mm,
we're all book people, which is nice. We're all book people that ended up in a science field.
that's so funny.
I agree with this. Lock in as a form of locking out. Yeah. Got about 100 words and then laundry was done. Nice job. 254 for Kagehime. Yes, it is very cold, but even colder where where y'all are. Oh my God.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be warm at the end of the week, but right now, not so much. I'm trying to not be worried about our pipes freezing actually, because our house is just not, there's
I
no
kind of
insulation.
I don't actually mind the cold if I'm getting some snow with it, but I haven't had a single snowflake this year in
No.
Surrey. And like in Belgium, my family had like shitloads of snow. They sent me pictures and everything. I was like, I'm so jealous. Like I've got nothing in Surrey. I don't know why. It's like a weird little I
That's
don't
too
know.
bad. That's sad. Yeah, super cold here too. 20 F and will only drop further.
Mm.
Tomorrow has a high of 10. Yeah. Well, Sasha's having a good time. The edits are flowing. I'm listening to each chapter on read aloud and making edits. So far, so good with the tweaks. I love this,
Is that
Sasha.
is that an app to like that like reads what you've written?
I was just gonna ask Sasha, is this like a plugin or something that you pay for?
Is
Because
that-
I have used Natural Reader, which I like, but if you want like the good voices, you have to pay for it. So,
I should just like record myself while I reread my book.
oh, I just got kicked out of the studio.
You're still there.
That's
What do
so
you mean?
weird. I'm on my, well, I'm in on my iPad, but I have to rejoin on my laptop so I can steer.
What?
Okay, we're back. That was crazy.
Okay.
So sorry. I'm
I
just
was like, nothing's changed for me. I could still see you and everything.
um napping cats is always lovely.
Yeah.
Started working on this troublesome scene by just writing what needs to happen. Yeah, I think we're on the same page
Mm.
today, Wendy. Getting colder and bolder. Ha, that rhymed. 262 for Keiko. Nice job. Love leaving everyone with a hangover. My God, cliffhanger. Uh, oh
It's
my
because of
goodness.
it's because of all my drinking. You're thinking about that, isn't it? Everyone's like, "Are you doing dry January?" I'm like, "I haven't stopped drinking. Like, I don't think there's been a single day I have not drank in January so far."
I was gonna do dry January. I was like interested in it in the first week. And then Luke made a homemade blueberry syrup, and I was like, well, that has to go in an old fashioned,
Of
like that
course,
sounds really yummy.
of course. I had a spicy margarita yesterday, so yeah.
Oh, what a summery drink. Wanted to skip it, but the internal tension in the character is building, and I need that energy in the next scene. And I don't think I can just pants that without working myself up too. Yeah,
Mm.
this is very relatable. Just you and your 20 closest friends. Share away. Katie fed the dogs. Looks like an awesome way to track foreshadowing and red herrings. Yes, this is a good point,
Yeah.
Susan. Yeah. Did something similar in my sheets during my multiple backhanded compliments revisions. Such a good table after a reverse outline.
Yeah.
Everyone is so organized, so impressed. To just keep it all in my mind. I love that for you, Sasha.
That is more impressive, if anything.
Yeah, keep losing track of what has been revealed and what hasn't. Like, honestly, am I capable of writing a book where there's not like some sort of like secrets, lies, political
It would be so
tension?
freaking boring if there
Like,
wasn't.
could I just write a
Especially
straightforward?
no, I wouldn't want to read it.
Yeah, The Women is a very popular book right now. I'm surprised, honestly. I got both the audiobook and the Kindle version from my library, and I was like, ooh,
Nice.
score. Currently in the German book space, people have been loving and writing a bunch of family sagas starting in the 1880s and going all the way
Interesting.
up to World War II, and they've been around a lot in the past 5 years. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, open your cabinet doors and put the faucets on a slow drip. Totally. Yeah, that's the move for the next couple of days. Yeah, just damp. I hope you get snow soon.
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna get any.
Katie will
It's
send you
getting
some.
warmer again, I think. It's 2 degrees right now, so it's just a
Oof.
bit above zero, and you're a bit under. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, oh, Sasha's read aloud is just in Word.
Oh, didn't realize that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Hmm. I use a Chromebook, but I think I could get Word on our desktop, so that's something to think about.
Hmm.
Sometimes cliffhangers leave hangovers.
Yes.
Drunk January sounds more fun.
I've not even been drunk. I've just been drinking.
Word read aloud is the best. January has seen me way too sober, only 3 days of drinks.
So the problem is I set myself up as like one of my goals is I want to try one new recipe per month this year.
Fun.
And the first one I did, it's usually from TikTok. I save the recipes that I'm like, oh, this looks really good. And there was one that is with Boursin cheese, and you put it
Ooh.
like amongst orzo pasta, tomatoes, and stuff like that.
Yum.
And it requires white wine for the cooking. And so every single time I've been buying a bottle of white wine and drinking the rest. So
I mean, you don't want it to just go bad in the fridge.
it's just like as you're cooking, you have to drink some of what you're cooking, right? Like,
Yeah, taste at every step, right?
I sound like such an alcoholic. It's so bad. Wet January.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah, we have some port that we've been drinking this week also, and it's so good. Even in straightforward romance, there are usually some secrets. That is true. -10 for Keiko.
Oh
Ooh,
my god, that's cold.
that's interesting. I haven't tried Words Read Aloud. And what writing software do I use? I am still using Dabble. I tried Campfire for a
Ha-
solid amount of time, and it's too buggy for me.
Have you tried? Who was it who talked to us about ellipses? I feel like someone, I was on a
Oh,
stream with Stieg, and someone else in the chat mentioned using ellipses, and I tried it, and it's one of the only ones that does phone version as well.
oh, cool.
But it's very similar to First Draft Pro in a way. I think I still actually prefer First Draft Pro because First Draft Pro has the whole like outline option
Yeah.
thing that I fucking love. I think it's my favorite about it.
Hmm.
But it's like similar in like sort of UI, and you can it's on browser and it works on phones. So
Cool.
considering it for the next draft.
Is that free
Yes. I mean, at least so far, I've not
so
been
far?
that.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it gonna stop? Is it just a
Yeah.
beta?
Yeah.
I can't remember who talked about it. It was definitely someone in
Cool.
the chat, so maybe in the community.
I'll have to check that out, especially because I really enjoy changing up my software in between drafts.
Yes.
It just kind of gives me like a fresh slate feeling.
Yeah. And I feel like so far, I think my new method is going to be First Draft Pro for the first draft
Hmm.
and then move it to Scrivener after once I'm like moving on to revisions. Because I like
Yeah.
the revision aspect of Scrivener where it changes colors and everything. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Really helpful. Drunk works better against dry because doctor, and I'm weird like that. Did I read that right?
I don't know. I'm not sure the DR is for doctor or because dry something. I don't know.
Colin. Busan cheese, tomato, and wine. Sign me up. Yeah, it sounds really good.
You are welcome to come over to Surrey, England, anytime you want, Katie. Just hit me up. I'm not far from Heathrow, only 40 minutes drive.
Not an alcoholic. You're French.
That's true.
Favorite thing about port is that it is wine, but it actually tastes good. It's so
Mm.
yummy. Yeah, I don't use it, but I may have mentioned it. Oh, you might have been the one talking about ellipsis.
Oh, maybe. Maybe. It's very possible. Again, I don't remember who it was, but it was someone in the chat when I was streaming with Steeg, so.
Yeah. If Scrivy keeps messing with my word counts, maybe I'll have to move to something else. Oh, sorry, Katie. I get so scared about Scrivener because like, every single person I know who uses it has lost work at one time or another.
Oh, I have just exported. Like, I just remember,
Yeah.
oh shit, I need to export this draft.
Yeah. Or has had to do the thing where they open their Scrivener and the file's just not there, and then they have to go
Yeah.
through the system files to find the backup, and like, I'm just not smart enough for that, you guys.
You'd be fine. It's literally just in a folder that would just save the.
Oh,
You'd be okay. I would
sketches
like.
me out.
I'd be like, okay, let's jump on a Discord call, then I'll guide you through it.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeah. It's hard to move away from the things we're used to. Hi,
Yeah.
Taylor. Thanks for joining. We're just chitty-chatting.
Yeah, Steeg hasn't given us a second question.
Do you want to do a wrap-up sprint? We've been going for an hour
Yeah.
45.
I'm happy to. Like I said, I'm free.
I think my brain might be a little tapped, so maybe a short sprint.
Yeah. You want to do like a 10, 15 minutes or something?
Yeah, that sounds good. Hi, CJ. Thanks for joining. Some love for Taylor.
Oh.
Dry, drunk, but
no, we're just dumb. No, don't worry. You're not cringe. We're just idiots.
Yeah, my brain is just fried.
We've never claimed to be the smartest. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Good job, CJ. I'm glad we reminded you.
Everyone go and export your files. Compile
Yeah.
them right now.
Never had Scrivy lose my work. I've lost laptops with Scrivener on it and lost stuff that way, but it's never deleted my work. Knock on wood. Oh my God. Everybody, good luck charms,
Katie,
please.
I still have a horrible memory of back in the day. I was writing fan fiction and Scrivener was nowhere, like I had no idea if it even existed. I was just working with Word and nothing was being saved automatically online. Dropbox had just started existing, I feel like, and I was starting to use Dropbox. And I had not saved my fan fiction on Dropbox. And I left my laptop downstairs in my parents' house. And there was a round of robberies in the neighborhood.
No.
And someone stole through the window my laptop, which was a shitty fucking PC. It was not even like a nice Mac or anything. It was really like cheap. But they stole it, as well as my dad's 80s camera, which I was like, that must have been heavy. And we're the only house that had a fucking alarm system on, so it actually rang, and they ran away and dropped the camera, but kept my laptop.
Oh my God.
And like I remember we were like, oh, the cat must have like triggered the alarm or something. We went downstairs like, fuck's sake.
Oh my God, that's so sad.
And realizing there was like a mess everywhere. Like I was like, oh shit, someone's like robbed us. It was a burglar.
Is that what stopped you from writing your fanfic?
Dude, I never tried to rewrite that fanfiction. I was like, it is gone. I'm so sad. I'll drop it. And I've got like 2 chapters out there for it, and that's it. Nothing else to show, even though I had chapters after chapters written for it. It's just very sad.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
F's in the chat.
Yeah, F's in the chat. Not the camera getting dropped and not your laptop.
Because it was a really old camera and they were like, we can't fucking sell this, I guess.
Yeah. Did you tell the police they stole your fan fiction? Monetary value.
But they also stole my math homework, so that was actually quite useful to say.
That's actually so funny.
I was actually, I came into school, I was like, I don't have my homework, but I have a really good excuse.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And back in our day, like the cloud did not exist.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was when Dropbox was starting to be a thing and people were starting to talk about like saving your stuff online like that, but it wasn't common yet to do.
Yeah. We were just living on the edge.
Yeah. Imagine
so tragic.
Like Wendy's comment, imagine you found it posted online.
Yeah, oh my gosh. If they were like, wow, this really needs to be out in the world. This is really good.
Guys,
I love Sirius Black.
These burgers were really into Marauders era Harry Potter, just like I was.
Oh my God. You know what? I think it's worth a Google, honestly.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
All right, while we mourn,
Yeah.
let's do a wrap up sprint. Get ourselves in a good place, write any notes, tie up a scene. And yeah, I'll kick us off. Good luck, everybody. Oh, I was locked in.
Nice. Do you need to finish
Um,
anything?
uh, no, I'm good. I just totally lost track of time.
That's really good.
um, how was your sprint?
It was good. I got through. I'd say I've got maybe a quarter left or a third left of
Oh,
this,
nice.
so not too bad. I'm done with all the B-roll bits, and now I only have like sort of like the conclusions parts
Hmm.
to put in. So yeah,
Very good. We love editing a video in almost one sitting. That's great.
yeah, it's like it's the only way I can do it because I get bored otherwise.
Yeah, yeah. I did well. I think I'm probably toast on writing for a little bit. I got up to 1700 for the day, and then I
Nice.
honestly like did start making a spreadsheet, kind of like we were talking about.
Yeah, I mean
And
that's going to
yeah.
be useful for you. So it's progress, whatever
Hmm.
happens.
Yeah, I think that'll probably be what I tinker with tonight. Um,
Nice.
and I think I have like a column that has like the scene number down the
Mm.
side, and I feel like it'll be really motivating to see. Like, I think I could plot out exactly how many scenes I have left, and that would
Nice.
be really fun if it was like, I have 10 scenes left.
That'd be so useful for you to be able to say like, I'm this many out of this many left.
Yeah. Yeah,
Little
I feel like
tracker.
that would be really motivating.
Yeah, I love a good countdown tracker type of thing. So it's just hard
Mhm.
to do when you're discovery writing.
Yeah, I need the push because I think for jotting January, I had my goal was to add 20K because I thought I would hit the end of the book by then.
Mm.
And now I'm not totally sure if I will. I think I can get the 20K added, but I don't think I'll hit the end of the book.
I mean, that's still amazing progress if you can get the 20K though. But
I know, yeah. I'm gonna be very proud of myself because 10K is kind of like my normal drafting speed in a
yeah,
month, which is kind of slow, but it also means that I have
that's
time
pretty
to
good.
like work
If
out and
you're
read
if
and
you're
take care of
consistent with
myself.
it, if you're consistently getting 10K every month, that's actually amazing because most people will not, on average, get that.
Yeah. Well,
If you,
that's me when I'm like, pushing myself too. I'm like, okay, every other day we have to write at least. Can't go longer than like two
actually,
days.
yeah, I want to write a random 1,000 words in something in one of my projects because I want to hit my 15K plan that I had for jotting January, and I'm like, I still have 10
Yeah.
days in a month. I could write 1,000 words somewhere.
Oh my God, totally. Totally. Um, all right, let's see how everybody else did. Um, my cousin once had the real excuse that her dog ate her homework. A bread with sausage fell on that sheet of paper, and the dog, being a greedy, hungry lab, snatched the paper.
It's always the labs. It's always the labs.
Uh,
They
yeah.
love food.
And then we were talking about the stealing of fanfic, which is just so wild. The chaos of someone stealing someone's fanfiction work is real on Wattpad.
No, I was not on Web. I was on fanfic.net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wattpad I think was I don't know when Wattpad came about, but I really didn't hear about it until I was older. I was the fanfic.net or the
Yeah.
Twilight fanfic.net, which had its own website.
Oh, that's so funny. I didn't know it did.
Yeah. It really is real. It makes it scary to share anything.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, this will get some digital traction. So sad. Yeah, plagiarizing is as old as fanfic itself, but the thief would be a fandomy person. Only today could I imagine a non-fandom person stealing fanfic and posting it for the likes. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's so true.
Actually, like back in the day, I feel like I would have been like, "What the fuck? That's just fucked up." But now I'd be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, you should not do that because this could get published because we know a lot of fanfiction that are
Yeah,
getting
yeah. You're actually
trying to
like
get published."
taking a potential opportunity away from
Yeah,
somebody.
exactly.
Question for you.
C'est comme ça means, yeah, it is. I mean, you wrote it is as it was past tense, and c'est comme ça just means this is it. It is like this. So it's present tense.
It
So
is
if
the
you
way it
want,
is.
yeah. So if you want to say it is as it was, I'm trying to think of like, you could say c'était comme ça. It was like that. That's literally what that means. Um, like there's a lot of is in your sentence, so I'm confusing myself. It is as it was.
Is it like everything has I'm wondering, Sasha, is it like everything has returned to the way it was? Like everything is reset?
Yeah, is that what you mean? In which case, if you mean things are back to the way they were, basically, you can say c'est comme ça que c'était. It sounds more complicated. If you want, DM me, because then I can write it for you, because that sounds easier than just me telling you the words and then.
Yeah. Okay, from Laura, guys, I'm nervous. It's just 8 days shy of a full year from when I was laid off in the industry. My job interview is in 1.5 hours. Good job, Laura, getting the interview. I can't mess this up. I looked over the requirements and I should be good though, except that I don't already live in BC, but I do have citizenship, so I just need to move and I don't need a visa. Just cleaned myself up and got presentable, so it's just a video call, but still.
It puts you in the right mindset anyway, so I get it.
I'm so proud of you, Laura. Like getting this interview is such a big deal. And, you know, I think you're going to get in there and realize that you have it, you know, you have so much experience and I don't think that the location thing would be a big deal based on, you know, what you bring to the table. Your resume is incredible. And I'm sure like the amount of people who do what you do are not a lot, so they'll be very lucky to have you.
Yes, and we're sending you all the positive thoughts through
Yeah, please tell us after how it went, and I'm going to be thinking of you the next couple of hours for
Fingers
sure.
crossed, toes
It's
crossed.
gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I find it. I mean, I hate job interviews. I get really nervous when I have to give job interviews. And so I try to just think of it like a conversation. And so if you can go into it and just think like I'm just having a conversation with these people and I'm just talking to them and we're sharing our experiences with each other.
I also find that I've done really well in job interviews that I didn't truly care about. So it's almost like you got to trick your mind into being like, I don't care about this.
Only 4 words for the day. Stieg, I'm going to challenge you to write 4 more words before we wrap up the stream, which is coming soon. So please double your word count. I dare
Write them.
Yeah, that sprint did go quick. And Mars still fit 400 in that sprint.
Oh
nice
God.
job.
That is impressive.
Ditto had miscellaneous research, which included a video essay on Boeing planes. Oof. I can't watch too much stuff about planes or it like makes my flight anxiety completely unbearable. I have to like disassociate when I'm on a plane.
Jamie's also scared of flying. It's like frustrating because then I feel like he's gonna be drugged up when we get on a plane, and I'm like, I'm on money duty. So
No, that was me for a long time. It was only like probably 2 years ago that I stopped taking an Ativan every time I had to get on a plane. Katie got 834.
The problem as well is like you gotta time when you pop the exam, and
I know exactly.
And like the amount of times that there were fucking delays on the planes, and one time we waited 6 hours for our plane to finally depart.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I've worn off by now.
Right, and then so that made me like want to like not take it until I was like sitting my ass on the plane.
Yeah.
But it doesn't kick in for like an hour. So then I've already gone through takeoff, which is like the worst part.
But no. But when we were delayed with the 6 hours, I think half of that time we were on the plane waiting. It was because they had a whole thing where they were like, we now have a pilot, but there's been so much delay that the pilot's actually not allowed to work anymore because they work too many hours. So now we need to wait for another pilot. And it was the funniest thing because like a new pilot came in and was like, so I was at the gym and I got this call about coming to fly this plane because he was just off duty.
Oh my God.
It was so funny.
That's wild.
Don't worry, Marta. I claimed the money back and that's how we bought Edgar. So I'm happy with it. Almost called him British Airways.
Oh my God. That is a long delay.
Yeah. We got 600 quid for it. It was good.
Katie is feeling so much better about this scene, editing out all the weird insecurity, jealousy in one POV, and it feels so much better. Nice. It sounds like you figured out your proposition that you were working on this week. And good for you for figuring out your direction. Wendy went to start some music to help block out the silence, but got distracted. Happens to all of us.
Yeah.
Yay for Katie.
You got
And
this.
support for Laura. Just be yourself. I imagine they're gonna fall in love with you, Laura. Do not worry about it. Best of luck. So many scenes left, but I have a lot less than I started with, so I need to focus on that. So true. Good vibes. Do you think I could use the excuse of my labs ate my novels? I'm gonna not hit my deadline. Asking for a friend.
It's always believable if it's a lab, I think.
Yeah, I would believe that a yellow lab could get inside a computer somehow.
And eat the words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was slathered in peanut butter. Fanfic.net was where it's at.
Yes.
Way over my word count, so now I don't know how to set a goal. Maybe on our next spreadsheet, I'll try doing it by scenes. That sounds cool, Wendy. That would be reasonable.
Good way.
Oh, hey! I'm sorry we're wrapping up, Lisa. Once I get to the end of these comments. Oh my gosh. I keep losing my place. Manacled gets published. Saw the emergency Reddit post about it, so that people should go read or download it before it's gone.
Yeah, it's been up for a while and they've said it when it would be deleted, so.
Okay, Sasha said that the phrase is like nothing has changed.
Okay. I think she said she would DM me, so.
Cool.
I'll answer that in my DMs. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a tagline between friends. Amazing.
Yeah, DM me.
Yeah. Hi, Marta. Yeah, sorry we're wrapping up. I feel like we always do that to you, Marta. I'm sorry. Just be yourself. You're so experienced and competent in what you do. We've all seen the evidence. You got this.
Yes.
You rock on and you make the industry higher with your presence. We have your back. You're going to be awesome, Laura. Go into it with positive energy and you'll crush it. Every time I see the piranhas in Wednesday, I'm like, I know the lady that lit that. She's amazing. I forget what movie it was. I think it was. Did you work on one of the Spider-Man movies, Laura? I made all my friends sit and watch the credits until I found your name. And I was like, I know her.
Oh, but that's lovely as well because it gives time to like watch all the credits with the names of people, which is always nice to do.
Yeah, so fun.
Yes.
So proud of you. Okay, good job. You doubled it. Good job.
Nice.
Put some research into my thesis chapter, starting to be coherent. We're getting there. We're getting there. Never on a plane, but I'm scared of boats. Yeah, boats are not chill with me either. Boats are on my bad list.
I'm okay with boats, but I am scared of like below in the ocean, like what you can't see.
As we should be. As we should be.
Yeah.
I think this is for the delays.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Got the money back and bought Edgar.
That is literally what we bought him with.
Yeah. We were on a plane for 2 hours and then finally they were like, the plane's broke and we can't fix it. Everyone off.
Oh, God. Yeah. Would have been a fantastic name.
Yeah, his name should have started with a B and middle name started with an A.
Yeah. B-A.
Yes. Labrador. I'm sorry. We did our tiny sprint.
That was the last one. It was only 15 minutes.
Yeah. It was Spider-Man. Yes, that was such a good movie and it lit beautifully, if I may say. Thanks for coming, Keiko. Imagine you were sitting on that while doing the edits, Laura. You must have been dying. I think she had told us
Maybe.
when she could.
Second tiny sprint.
I'm sorry. I've actually been writing since like 10 a.m.
Yeah, you've been on it.
Which is like 5.5 hours. I'm
and I
gassed.
actually need to eat some dinner because it's already 8:20 p.m.
Oh my gosh, you do need dinner. Okay, we will wrap up.
I've had a snack. I had a little snack in between. So I'm actually not even hungry right now, but I'm like, I should eat or I'm going to be hungry when I go to bed. And that'll be a problem.
Yeah. I'll work the scenes where all three of them are on the roof and in the lab together. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's crazy. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming over from the Troublemakers. This was really fun, and I really just needed to hang out with my friends today and enjoy this day off from work. So thank you so much. I'm
I
glad
hope it's
everyone got some
fixed
stuff
the
done.
blues for everyone's
Yes.
Blue Monday.
Yeah, it was a great distraction. It
Mm.
always is nice to be with you all. Bye, girly pops. Thanks for streaming. I'm sad too, Lisa, but I will be
Lisa.
streaming again. I'll do my solo stream this month. So the last Wednesday of January, I'll stream in the evening, Eastern time.
And
And we'll do a
you've
Lazy
got
Gang sometime in February.
yes, and I've got a Steak stream tomorrow. I think I'm on that one. Am I
There
on
we
that one?
go.
Pretty sure I am. Yes, I am on that one because
Yeah.
I'm on 2 this month, and I don't think I'm streaming on Thursday, but I can. I think so. I could
Peer
do a pop
pressure.
Thursday as well.
Peer
I don't know.
pressure. Peer
Like,
pressure.
January is just an empty month socially. You don't see much of other people. So.
Nice to be online. Yeah, you signed your name in blood. You're on there.
There you go. I just
All
have a
right.
shit memory. I'm sorry, but it is in my calendar. That's why I write it in my calendar.
Well, until then, have a great rest of the day, everybody. And thank you so much. We'll see you again soon. Bye.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.